Hello dear friends, welcome to the first video of the Draw With Me series of videos I'm planning to upload on my channel. This first is an easy Procreate tutorial on how to create a couple of cool and very trippy, groovy retro designs for your die-cut stickers. This is a beginner-friendly tutorial, but a basic knowledge of Procreate is nice to have. Still, if you have any questions, please make sure to leave them down below and let's get started. Okay, so a couple of words on the device I'm using. This is iPad Pro 11 inches and it has the matte screen protector pasted on it. Actually, it's quite old, over a year now, so as you can see it's quite glossy but still gives a little bit of this paper-like feeling. Besides, I'm using the Apple Pencil of the second generation with my iPad and Procreate, and it really gives a feeling of this analog art as opposed to the digital. This is also the version of the Procreate which I'm currently using. Okay, so let's get started by tapping the plus icon and creating the new canvas. In our case, I'm using the square. It's good for digital art, for putting your art on Instagram, but generally I'm so accustomed to using it that I will stick with it. I've already chosen a couple of colors which I'm planning to use for this project, and I will be listing all the hex codes down below so you can also use these colors. As you can see, there is a value at the bottom and there is a place where you can enter your hex code. So if you want to use the same colors, just enter the hex code in the value section. When it comes to the brushes, I'm going to be using the default Procreate brush. You can find it in the calligraphy section. It's called Monoline. I want to adjust the maximum size of this brush, so I'm going to tap on it in order to enable the brush studio. In the properties section, you can adjust the minimum and the maximum size of the brush. So I'm going to adjust the maximum size so that my brush can really be very thick. I don't want to adjust the default brush, so I have basically duplicated this Monoline brush and I have adjusted the size of the copied brush. And when I'm increasing the size, you can really see that it's quite thick. This is going to enable me to work faster. You don't have to do that, of course, but if you want to, you can follow the same steps. The next thing we're going to do is go to the Actions menu on top of our screen and then move to Canvas. Right here, we want to enable our drawing guide and then proceed to Edit Drawing Guide. Great, and then let's go to the Symmetry section and in the Options menu, choose the Quadrant Symmetry. Great, so after a little bit of the preparation, we're ready to get started on our stickers. I will go to the color palette and choose this yellow color as the first sticker color. Then I'm going to increase the size of the brush a little bit and I will draw a circle in the center of my canvas. If you don't lift the pencil off your screen, your line will become smooth and will blend beautifully. Tap on the screen in order to create a quick shape. Right now we have a perfect circle. I will also use the transform tool on top of our menu and I will center the circle. Drag and drop the yellow color into our shape so that it fills completely. Great, so now we have the basis of our shape ready, and I'm going to go to the Layers panel and create one layer on top of the yellow circle. If you tap on the layer, you're going to access the different settings. I'm going to choose the clipping mask in this case so that everything we put on this layer is going to be connected to the layer below. So as you can see, I'm drawing lines here and it's not going outside of the shape. Let us stick to this teal color, and this is the same Monoline brush we're going to be using throughout this tutorial. I will increase the size of it a little bit and I will proceed to drawing this kind of waves in various colors across my shape. I do recommend creating a new layer for each element of our design. So I'm going to click plus on top of our basic yellow shape, and the clipping mask is going to be activated automatically. I will choose another darker color and create the same kind of wavy form. Another layer with a clipping mask and another color, this time an even darker one, and once again a wave across our yellow shape. For a little bit of the contrast, let's add this orange color into our sticker. I'm going to create a new layer and create this orange wave. Right now I want to achieve this kind of tie-dye effect. Maybe I want to mix all these colors together. So first of all, I will have to merge all these layers with the waves together. So I'm just going to pinch and merge the layers. So now all of them are on one layer. Go to the adjustments menu and choose liquefy. This is a very interesting function. I'm going to be using the twirl left option. You can basically experiment, but I think it's a cool, it's gonna add a cool effect to our sticker. So basically I'm going to tap and hold, and this is going to create this kind of mixed paint effect, let's say, and I think this is gonna really work with what I'm gonna do next. So I'm going to create a new layer on top of our colorful waves, and we'll go to the actions panel once again. Here I'll choose add and then add text in order to type the text on our sticker. For the text color, I'm going to choose maybe this off-white so that it's a little bit contrasting and it's visible. And I'm gonna type groovy. I think it's gonna go pretty well with our retro style. Here you can choose any font you want from the default fonts in Procreate. I will choose this Chill Baby font. It's kind of playful and nice. I like it. I'm gonna list it down below so you can purchase it if you want, but I really don't think the font is gonna make a big difference here. I'm going to center the text in the middle of our sticker, and then go to the adjustments panel once again. I'll choose the chromatic aberration effect, and then I'm going to slide my Apple Pencil to the right in order to adjust the strength of this effect. I think this is going to be enough. You can experiment with this as well, and as you can see, it really added a little bit of this kind of groovy effect. In order to add to this trippy effect, I'm going to choose liquefy once again. The same twirl left effect, and I'm going to kind of move these letters around, and I think that pretty much completes our task. Okay, so let's disable the drawing guide in order to see the final result of our work. So this is our first sticker. It is actually quite groovy. I like the final result, so I'm going to pull all the layers together and rename our artwork so that it's easily identifiable once we have a lot of layers. Cool, let's create something else right now. Go back to the actions panel and enable the drawing guide. Once in the drawing guide, choose the quadrant symmetry as we did once before already. So this time I'm going to choose this teal or light teal color, and I'm going to draw a circle in the middle of our canvas once again. Hold your Apple Pencil in order to merge the lines and tap on the screen in order to create a perfect circle. By using the transform tool and the uniform option, you are going to be able to move this to the middle of our canvas. Drag and drop the color in order to fill our shape once again, and create a new layer, this time below our shape. You can either create it on top of our circle and then move it, or basically tap on our bottom layer and it's going to create one layer above it. Great. Let's go to our drawing guide again, and this time we're going to enable the assisted drawing in the options. So let's enable that option and go back to our canvas. Choose this creamy off-white color once again. And we're going to try to draw a flower petal. And as you can see, once we draw, the same shape is being mirrored in our other parts of the canvas. So it's really easy. We don't have to draw all 4 petals. We're just going to draw one. So once again, whenever I'm drawing, I'm trying not to lift my pencil so that my shape is becoming smooth and nice. Remember that if you don't like your result, you can basically tap with 2 fingers on the screen and it's going to undo your last step. I'm using this function quite a lot and it's really easy. So here I think we have our perfect petal and I'm happy with the result, so I'm going to leave it. In order to fill this shape, I want to fill our petals, we're going to have to close it. If we don't close it, this is going to fill the whole canvas with this off-white color. Create a new layer on top of our blue circle and proceed to the Actions panel. We're going to edit our drawing guide and enable the vertical mode as well as the assisted drawing. This is going to help us draw these 2 eyes and a smiley face in a very symmetric way. Let's draw 2 strokes, which are going to be the eyes of our flower, and then also a smile. I'm not lifting my Apple Pencil, so I'm allowing Procreate to create this perfect and smooth line for my smile. Then I'm adding another 2 lines and it's perfectly symmetric. Now we can disable the assisted drawing once again, and if we're happy with the result, we're going to pinch all the layers together, rename the final artwork, and we're ready to move on to the next sticker design. For our next sticker, let's create a new layer, and I'm going to increase the size or the thickness of our brush, and I will draw a perfect circle roughly in the middle of our canvas once again. Let us center our shape and add another layer on top of the circle. This is going to be a peace sign, so I'm going to add the vertical line in the middle of the circle, and then I'm going to add 2 lines on the sides. We can then pinch the layers together in order to merge them, and then from the Actions panel I will disable the drawing guide so that I don't have this line in the middle. Create the new layer on top of our shape and make it a clipping mask. Choose the contrasting color, for example this teal, and then I'm going to make this kind of waves across the shape, just like we did in our first sticker. So this is going to be a similar effect. Then this orange color, and basically just experiment and put these paint smudges all over our shape. Once it's done, go to the Adjustments panel and enable the Liquify option once again. Do the twirling and mix all the colors together. Cool, this was the easy one. Let us pinch all the layers together and rename our shape. The sticker is going to be ready. Another sticker, another layer, so let's add it right there on top. For the sticker, I think I'm going to choose this blue color. Once again, a big circle in the middle of our canvas. Hold down to make it a perfect shape and move it somewhere roughly in the middle. It doesn't really matter that much. We're going to drag and drop this blue color to fill in the shape. And create another clipping mask layer on top of our circle. Let's choose the dark orange color and draw this kind of clouds across our circle. In order to fill our shape of the clouds, we're going to close the shape, obviously. And only then can we drag and drop the color fill. I've decided to change this blue background to a little bit lighter one. So I just went to the layer with the circle and I have chosen the color I want and I have filled it in once again. Create another layer on top of our orange clouds. This time we're going to choose a little bit lighter color, and don't forget that it has to be a clipping mask so it doesn't go outside of our original shape. So once again, a couple of clouds. Now I want to add the sun in this scenery, so I'm going to create the layer. I'm going to tap it and drag it below our clouds. So it has to be on top of our original circle, but below our clouds. So I'm going to choose the yellow color and then I will draw this shape of the sun. I will then close it and fill it with color. Since I don't like the positioning too much, I'm going to choose the transform tool and just drag it a little bit down. Now I'm going to create another layer on top of our blue circle. This is also going to be a clipping mask, and the color I'm going to choose is going to be a little bit lighter. So this is these are light rays of sunshine, let's say, across the sky. I will proceed by filling our rays with color. I decided to add a couple of more clouds, so I'm going to jump to the sun layer and create light colored clouds on top of it. Okay, cool. And once again, in this sticker, I want to use the text. So go back to the Actions panel, Add panel, and choose Add Text. With the same font, I'm going to type Good Vibes, and I'm going to position it basically wherever I want on the sticker. To add this kind of shadow on our text and make it a little bit more contrasting, I'm going to duplicate this layer with the text, and on the bottom layer I'm going to use the transform tool and I'm going to move these letters a little bit off our first layer so it kind of acts like a shadow. Once I'm going to change the color, you're going to see how it works out. So I will choose, for example, this orange color and I will drag it to this bottom layer and I will fill it in with color. As you can see, our Good Vibes text now has this kind of orange shadow. To add just a little bit more of the details, I'm going to add another layer on top of our artwork, and I'll draw this kind of basically stars, dots to make it a little bit more interesting. Not to repeat the same steps on the other side, I'm simply going to duplicate the layer with the stars and move it to another side. By using the transform tool, I can basically flip the text horizontally and it's going to look a little bit different, but it's still going to be the same. Once we're happy with the result and there's nothing we want to add, we can pinch all the layers together and merge them. Okay, so let's move on to creating the last sticker. Enable the drawing guide just to see the middle of our canvas. Create the new layer on top of our stickers and create the perfect circle once again in the middle of our canvas. Fill it in with yellow color and create a new layer on top of the shape. This time choose the orange and circle, or basically trace and the contours of our shape. Do not lift your Apple Pencil off the screen and tap on it to create a perfect circle. You can, as you can see, there is a little bit of the gap here, so I'm going to fill it in by decreasing the size of my brush and actually drawing over it. Great, so let's go back to the Actions panel and enable our symmetry once again. This time do not forget about assisted drawing, because we're going to be creating a smiley face once again. So we want these eyes to be perfectly symmetrical on both sides. And a smiley face, maybe it's going to be easier to create it without the assisted drawing, but it actually doesn't matter. I want to use the chromatic aberration on this smiley face, so I'm going to go to the adjustments panel and choose the effect. I will then drag my Apple Pencil across the screen in order to adjust its strength. Once it's done, I will go to the layers panel and merge the two layers, so basically the outline with the basic shape. Go into the adjustment panel and choose our favorite, liquify. This time I'm going to increase the pressure of the effect so that it gives us a little bit more of a strength. By using the push option, I'm going to drag out the bottom edges of the smiley face so that the paint kind of looks like it's spilled. So something like that. It gives us this trippy effect, which is perfectly in line with the other stickers. The last step is to rename this sticker. This is obviously optional, but I like to have them organized. So now we're going to proceed to the last step, and we're going to make our sticker designs actually look like stickers. So I will hide all the layers, and I'm going to also disable the background color, remove the drawing guide so that it actually is like a blank canvas. We're going to start with this group sticker, so in order to add a white outline around it, I'm going to swipe the layer to the left and duplicate it. Select this upper duplicated layer and go to the adjustments panel. Find the option called Gaussian blur, choose it and swipe your Apple Pencil to the right so that your Gaussian blur is around 15%. Without clicking anywhere, click on the selection tool and make sure that your automatic and add options are enabled. After that, click anywhere outside of your design, so basically on the canvas, and as you can see, there is this little outline around your sticker. As the last step, click invert and then proceed to adding another layer on top of your design. And by tapping the plus, we're going to create another layer on top, and by tapping on it, we are going to choose the fill layer option. We had the orange color selected in the color palette, so if we want our outline to be white, we have to choose the white color and actually drag and drop the white onto our shape. After that, of course, we have to move this white background behind our original design so that it looks like the outline. We can then delete the layer with the Gaussian blur and merge the two layers, so it's going to be on one layer. Great, so let's repeat the same steps on our flower. Duplicate it, go to the adjustments panel, Gaussian blur, enable it by dragging your Apple Pencil up until around 15%. Make sure that the automatic and the add option is enabled. Tap outside of your flower design and click invert. Once again, create the new layer on top of the Gaussian blur and fill it in with the color of your choice. Delete the layer with the Gaussian blur and merge the two layers. Repeat the same steps on other designs and we're ready to export our files. In order to export our files, we're going to enable all the layers with the designs. Go into the Actions panel and choose the Share option. After that, we're going to export them as PNG files and airdrop them or send them to our computer, or just save them on our iPad. And that's pretty much. Now our designs are ready to become the actual die-cut stickers. Stay tuned because I'm going to upload another video where I'm going to be showcasing how to make die-cut stickers using these designs. So see you next time and thank you so much for watching.